Under a suffocating silence that no crowd cheer could ever pierce, a trembling hand reached for the phone. Bianca Belair, WWE's strongest, fastest, boldest superstar, wasn't preparing for a match, or a press run, or even a red carpet appearance. She was alone, knees buckled, voice quivering. Her husband, her heart, Montez Ford, was gone. Dead. This wasn't a storyline. This wasn't part of the show. It wasn't a setup for a tag team return or a swerve from creative. No, this was a cruel, violent twist delivered not by a heel in the ring, but by something far darker. A heart attack. Sudden, fatal, and final. The wrestling world had no idea what was coming. Neither did Montez. Earlier that night, he'd wrestled a dark match after Raw, flashing that signature smile, cracking jokes backstage, still electric with the energy of the crowd. No one could have guessed that within hours, that very heart pumping with charisma and courage would seize, and stop. Dead. At just 34 years old. Bianca didn't find out through a call from WWE Medical or from Montez himself. She was waiting for him at the hotel, scrolling through her phone, humming his entrance theme under her breath. He was supposed to be there. Instead, a knock. Then the eyes of two silent WWE security guards. Then the words that shattered her world. He collapsed after the match. Paramedics tried. Bianca, we're so sorry. From that moment, time no longer ticked. It just broke. Montez Ford, the man who brought swag, soul, and showmanship to every single arena, was gone. And Bianca, once the EST of everything, had now been crowned with a new title, Widow. She posted it just after midnight. A simple black screen. White text. My heart is gone. Montez, I love you forever. Heartbreak. The WWE universe exploded. The comments filled with disbelief. Fans thought it was a hack. Others thought it was a cruel marketing stunt. But then came the statement from WWE Corporate. Then came the tweet from Triple H. Then a post from Angelo Dawkins, Ford's longtime Street Profits partner, 3 broken heart emojis and 1 photo. A backstage shot of Ford and Dawkins hugging after a win. Suddenly, the joke stopped. The speculation turned to mourning. And the reality sank in like a steel chair to the chest. Montez Ford was really gone. But what happened? How could this man, an elite athlete, adored by millions, with a heart big enough to carry a locker room, drop dead just hours after performing? The truth is as chilling as it is infuriating. Sources backstage say Montez had been complaining about tightness in his chest for over a week. He shrugged it off, said it was from intense cardio, weight training, maybe some lingering inflammation from that nasty spot he took off the top rope at a house show 2 weeks ago. But no MRI was done. No echocardiogram. No in-depth cardiac screening. Not one official test. And why? Because the show must go on. Even when your heart is screaming for help. The worst part. Bianca begged him to take a break. She told him. Pleaded with him. She noticed he'd been more fatigued than usual. Not bouncing around the hotel room like his usual self. Sleeping longer. Eating less. Drinking water constantly. She said she saw the signs. She saw them and now, she's replaying every warning like a horror film in slow motion. But Montez didn't want to let the fans down. Didn't want to miss a match. Didn't want to risk his push. So he laced his boots, tightened his vest, and walked out like a soldier, into what would be his final ring. You see, WWE superstars aren't just performers, they're warriors. And warriors are trained to ignore pain. But this pain wasn't in his bones. It was in his chest. In his heart. And it was ticking. Doctors now say it was likely an undiagnosed cardiac condition exacerbated by extreme physical exertion. Something that could have been detected, if only someone had looked. But no one did. Not WWE's ringside physicians. Not the medical team. Not even the trainers who iced his shoulder but ignored the winces when he clutched his rib cage between promos. And now, we are left asking, who failed Montez Ford? His heart didn't betray him. The system did. And Bianca. She's not hiding. In a heartbreaking backstage statement recorded privately by a WWE staffer and later leaked online, Bianca is seen pacing, still in her wrestling gear, sobbing into her hands. Her voice, barely audible, croaks. He kept saying, I'll be fine, I'm good. I should have made him stop. I should have made him go to the hospital. But she couldn't. Because when you're living inside a machine like WWE, stopping means falling behind. Stopping means missing out. Stopping sometimes means disappearing from the storyline. And now Montez has disappeared for good. The locker room is shattered. Roman Reigns cancelled his meet and greet the next morning. Kevin Owens was seen in tears backstage during NXT tapings. Even Vince McMahon, notoriously stoic, released a rare personal statement calling Montez one of the brightest souls to ever walk into the squared circle. And Dawkins, he hasn't spoken. Not a word. Not a tweet. Not a message. Nothing. He was reportedly the first one at the hospital that night. He arrived before Bianca did. Some say he was the one who had to identify the body. They were brothers in the ring. Street profits forever. And now, the team is one. In a tribute post, a fan wrote, "Montez didn't just entertain us, he gave us joy. Every match, every dance, every smile, pure joy. And maybe that's what hurts most. He was a light. And it was extinguished too soon." The funeral is scheduled for next Saturday in Chicago. Bianca has asked that the service be closed to media and fans, but a tribute episode of Raw is already being planned. Sources say Triple H has approved a 10-bell salute, a full video package, and a special main event tribute match in Ford's honor. But what is a 10-bell salute to a man whose heartbeat inspired millions? What is a promo package to a father who will never get to be one? Yes, that's another heartbreak Bianca had to reveal. They were trying for a child. She had just taken a pregnancy test the night before Montez died. It was positive. She hadn't even told him yet. He never got to know. Now she carries not just his memory, but their child. Their legacy. And maybe, just maybe, the future. As the wrestling world mourns, the WWE Universe must ask itself the hard questions. How many more? How many more superstars must we lose before we stop pushing through the pain? Before we stop pretending that athletes are invincible? Montez Ford deserved better. Bianca Belair deserved more time. And their unborn child deserved a father. If you feel even an ounce of heartbreak right now, don't let this story fade. Comment. Share. Speak his name. Because Montez Ford was more than a superstar. He was a husband, a friend, a fighter, and a king. And now, he's gone. The sun hadn't even risen the next day when WWE Superstars, from past legends to present champions, began posting their tributes. There were no titles. No catchphrases. No, "We want the smoke." Just raw, unrehearsed pain pouring out onto social media timelines. Sami Zayn wrote, "I never saw him without a smile. Ever. And I saw him at his lowest, too. He didn't deserve this." Becky Lynch posted a photo, one never seen before. Montez holding a baby backstage, grinning as if he were holding the future. "He was already a father to all of us," she wrote. "The one who kept us laughing, kept us grounded. Now we carry that torch." Even Brock Lesnar, who rarely speaks unless it's to break someone in half, sent a private letter to Bianca, which was later confirmed by WWE officials. No one knows exactly what it said. But Bianca reportedly wept for 2 straight hours after reading it. The WWE Performance Center in Orlando turned into a shrine. Flowers, shirts, candles, headbands, all in tribute. Montez Ford wasn't just mourned, he was remembered. Revered. And then, something unexpected happened. Dawkins showed up. For the first time since Montez's death, he appeared, unshaven, wearing Ford's old ring jacket, the one from their tag team title win at WrestleMania. He didn't speak. He didn't have to. He entered the ring at an empty PC, stared up at the rafters, and placed one single item in the center of the mat. Montez's red Solo cup. Then he walked out. That clip, leaked by a fellow trainee, went viral in seconds. It wasn't just a prop. It wasn't a gimmick. It was a goodbye. And the WWE Universe felt it like a gut punch. But for Bianca, there was no time for silence. She chose to speak. On camera. Raw. Uncut. In a video titled, "My Montez," posted to her personal channel and shared by WWE on every official platform, Bianca sat before a plain black backdrop. No makeup, no ring gear, just the truth. Her voice broke before the first sentence even finished. "I wasn't ready. None of us were. But Montez, he was ready to give everything." She wiped tears, then stared into the lens like she was confronting the universe itself. "He didn't die because of bad luck. He died because no one listened. He told people he was hurting. But they needed him in the ring. They needed that pop, that entrance, that energy. Her hands trembled. Well, now you've got silence. And you can keep it. In that moment, Bianca wasn't just a widow. She was a warrior. A woman standing in front of the world saying enough is enough. The performance couldn't cost lives anymore. Not hers. Not her husband's. Not anyone's. Then she dropped the final bombshell. She leaned forward and whispered, "I'm pregnant." The room fell still. Even the air seemed to stop moving. I found out the night before. I didn't get to tell him. I didn't get to see his eyes light up. He didn't get to touch my belly. He didn't get to promise our baby they'd always be safe. She sobbed uncontrollably, clutching her stomach. The pain wasn't just physical, it was ancestral. Generational. Cosmic. I'm going to raise this baby. And they're going to know who their father was. Not just a wrestler. Not just a performer. But a man who carried people, who inspired everyone, who made me feel like the strongest woman alive every single day. The comments on that video exploded. Fans, celebrities, even rival wrestlers poured in with support. But one comment stood out. It came from an anonymous account with no profile picture, no followers. It read, "Bianca, if it's a boy, name him King." Rumors swirled that it was from Montez's cousin, who once said Montez called Bianca his queen because she gave him a kingdom. And now, that kingdom must rise. Triple H announced that an annual WWE event would be renamed in Montez's honor. Not a pay-per-view. Something deeper. The Ford Future Initiative. A developmental training and wellness program designed not just to build better athletes, but to protect their hearts. Literally. Full heart screening for all recruits. Mandatory rest protocols. Post-match recovery staff expansion. Every rookie signed from 2026 onward would carry Montez Ford's initials on their training band. Because if his story could save just one more life, Bianca said, then he's still saving the world. The question no one can stop asking is, how did we get here? How did we reach a point where a world-class performer, cheered by millions, supported by friends and family, dies because the system refused to stop moving? The answer is complex. Some blame the demanding tour schedule. Others blame poor backstage medical protocols. Some even whisper about pressure from creative. But the truth is this: no storyline, no push, no match of the night is worth a man's life. No WrestleMania moment is worth burying a superstar at 34. Bianca knows this now. And she's vowed never to return to the ring until WWE undergoes a full independent medical review. No more silence, she said. Not for me. Not for Montez. Not for anybody. And suddenly, her voice has become something new. Not just the EST. But the EVP, every voice protected. And she won't stop until every WWE superstar, male, female, rookie, legend,